Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Waiting for anybody to join the stream. We've got 0 people in stream right now. But we're not going to sit around and wait all day for that. So anyways, for those of you who are catching this later, this is a live stream. Okay, 3 people in. Cool deal, cool deal. All right, so let's get started. Today, Bethesda dropped some troubling news. They have fixed, air quotes, fixed a few things with the way walls register support with floors. And we're going to see, now that the servers are up, what we can do to bypass that, as well as see what's free in the Atom Shop and what's new. Oh, look, total immersion breaking water slide. That's spectacular. I could have just gave us a swimming pool. I would have been happy with that. But anyways, hello, Texas Rage. Let's see. Let's go over to... Oh, look. A supply package. Love it. All the junk that I can use to build the camps that I can't build anymore. And look, a little statue. That'll look nice. Whatever. Alrighty. Can't say I'm like super thrilled, though I do like this tile. Probably not going to buy it just yet, though. Alright, so let's have a character who's got some free space to build, and let's see what we can do. I don't have a whole lot of time to live stream today. I got to take one of my children to a doctor's appointment here in a little bit, so just figured I'd jump on real quick and see what I can figure out. Well, there's a camp that's not going to be possible to build anymore. I really need to get a PS5. This thing loads so slow. So the first thing I'm going to test is I'm going to try to do the fences like I did in yesterday's video to see if that's still possible. And then I'm going to jump to my hunch on what they fixed is the doorways registering support with floors. It's going to be a real bummer if they did what I think they did, because this camp I was working on, I spent the better majority of last night working on this camp, just changing up some of the things that I didn't like too much, and I guarantee the majority of this can't be built anymore. The underpinning, the little partition I got in here for the bathroom to the, I guess, washroom. I don't know what this was going to be yet. This little threshold that I built down here, that's probably not going to be possible anymore, but let's just let's see, goals. Where are they at? The heck? I can hear them. Off my property! Alright. There we go. Good thing like we with that castle law. We'll be alright. Okay. Okay. Let's get our floors out, and let's just start out pretty simple. We're going to try snapping to the catwalks. So first things first, snap that in. We're going to go to our walls. Just grab this guy. Okay, that is that's still possible. Alright, so all is not lost. We can still use magic catwalks. Surprised about that. Okay. I'll take that as a win. Magic catwalks still work. Now let's try doorways to foundations and Would not be. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay. Let's try that with the barn doorway, or we'll try jail doorway. That first. Would not be accessible. That's okay. That's what they fixed. All right. Well, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Guess what? I've got a trick in mind that might work. Let's just let's snap in a doorway here, and let's replace this to a solid wall. Let's break the wall. Let's move the floor. Let's go back to our walls. Let's get a doorway. F you, Bethesda. Fuck you, Bethesda. I said it. Fuck you, Bethesda. Look at that floating doorway. Yeah, one extra step. I dropped an expletive. I'm sorry, but these are my feelings right now. So, okay, workaround found. Just use the door. Oh, this guy's weak. He can barely kill a ghoul. Alright, so. Magic catwalk still work. Ooh, that flipped in backwards. Okay, so. We're going to have to work on that a little bit. To work on figuring out the way to get the snap the right direction. But, I just floated the doorway. Another way we could do it, not exactly ideal, but since magic catwalks still work, I would probably use that myself. Let's see, that, if I wanted to have a doorway here facing inward. Let me take this floor to the back so I see if it still registers support. Okay, so they'll still register support if they're next to a foundation. So that works out. Hello, Mama Jackie. Okay, so you can still float them this way, and yoink, floating. Alright, so magic catwalks. That so far is my go-to method. That and the doorways. Well, not doorways, but using the doors to float the doorway. It's all going to boil down to making sure we have the doors in the right direction. Now, let me use a wall that I can tell which way it's facing. Use contemporary right click. Now, doors. Let's see. Put this guy in this way. There's opening inward. And my controller just died. Lovely. This is like my only good controller. The other one has drift issues. Let me get a new controller. Alright, new controller. Okay. So this one's opening inward. This changes to a solid wall. This is such a pain in the butt. So like say I wanted to have existing object. So it's registering support with the door. Okay, okay. Let's fix that with fire. See if it still registers the door there. Nope. And alarms. So it's just about time for me to wrap up here in a minute. Okay, so say I was partitioning off a bathroom. All right, so I'd still likely use the Okay, so that wants to go the other way with the door opening inward. Wait a minute. Cannot place intersects with an existing object. Okay. So, alright. That's not going to work like that. Let's try it this way. Let's try the catwalks method. Okay, so go to the doorway. We're going to need a half and a quarter. And then walls. And it is not... Where did I set my phone? Oh, sorry about that. I didn't realize It was so quiet. Is that better? Get right up on the mic. All right. Okay, that's not working either. I thought I had a workaround for my bathroom. I'll show you guys what I'm trying to accomplish here. A room like this where we've got a wall that's lined up with the doorway. Kind of a real bummer. It's the way the support is going with these doorways. It's going to take a lot of experimenting, but yeah. So I can get rid of the sidewall, right? And I could probably get it to go in on the catwalk. And I can't, not with the floor under it. Okay, alright, so now I see what's going on. Maybe, just maybe, I gotta have support on both sides. I'm about to move this whole thing so my fence is in the way. Okay, let's move this. I have to give myself enough space to support all the walls on their reverse sides. So if I was building in the camp, it's crazy. This is just going to add. It's going to add more steps to an already over convoluted process that was completely unnecessary. They did not have to do this, and it's sad that the only workaround that I can find relies completely on an atom shop object. Okay, well that gets that in there, so I can do my bathroom. Though this throws in another wrench in the build order. Hear my audible approval for this whole new system they've given us. I can squeeze the floor back in, and that goes like that, and that, and that, and replace. At least we can still replace. That's it's nice. All kind of them to let us still replace our objects. But that is that. So I can still achieve my little bathroom thing. That's cool, I guess. Not really, but if this is the new normal for this game, I guess I can work with it. It's frustrating, but I can work with it. Okay, so fence is still doable. Bathroom still achievable. Underpinning still doable. Thresholds, I can still do the. Oh, yeah, let's check that. I should have stored the catwalks. Would have been a whole lot faster. Let's say hypothetically we are partitioning off. We're going to put in a threshold between two rooms. It used to be that you could put in. Get down there. All right, we're going to scrap this guy. A barn wall. And the foundation wood, yes, it snaps right over, and okay, still doable. How do I get past my build limit? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really mess with build budget hacks or glitches. It's just never been something I've been into. I usually try to just stay within the confines of the budget. It seems like a weird place to draw the line. I know this guy over here on YouTube who breaks every rule in the build system except the limit. Sorry about breathing so heavy in the mic. Did the Roxy Raider rep get patched? I honestly don't know. It's been so long since I messed with the rep system, because I finished that like a year ago, so I haven't messed with it to check, and that's just me being honest with you. I really don't know. Alright, so that's doable. Let me see if it registered. Okay, interesting. So the floor didn't register support to the half wall. That's cool. I was able to delete that with no issue. That was convenient. Okay. Trying to think of anything else that they may have. Oh, hey, yeah, let's check that one thing they said they did fix. They said they had a support toggle for fences, I think it was. So let's check that out. Toggle buildable objects. Okay, I don't see a support toggle for that. Toggles. Okay, I see the toggle for the railing. Okay, it still has to have support underneath. So these guys, which I don't really see the point in that. Okay. I guess if you were trying to freehand in a bunch of fences and you didn't want, but look at this. They didn't give us a toggle for the picket fences. What is this? What is this? No toggle for the picket fences, but we got a toggle for the vanilla ones. Oh, here we go. Got a toggle for this one. So toggle snapping. And so yeah, if I wanted to just freehand a fence in here, it's all right. That's somewhat useful. So the big question in my mind, though, is did they fix the railings that have been broken for so long? Are these guys, they fix these ones? So to do this, let's go ahead and get us some upper floors, because this is mostly where people use these. Is say we're trying to wall off a balcony, or not wall off, but fence off a balcony. So we got this little upper floor. Now let's go to defenses. Is it fixed? No, it is not fixed. But they fixed doorways, guys and gals. They fixed doorways. Focusing on the important stuff, as always, Bethesda. Fix the important things. And, yeah. We still can't build this. Still can't. Sorry for breathing in the mic again. Oh, wait. Look at this. Okay, it has to be an existing piece. So let's go ahead and delete this crap. Oh, let's see if this, oh, I can still float that. Hey, look, floating. Alright, who cares? Moving on. One last thing I'm going to check before I get off of here. This guy. And I'm going to put in... See, these guys will snap to these perimeter wall railings. Or these perimeter wall frames. Which, I mean, it's in their name. I guess, you know, that's what Bethesda intends for them to be snapped to, not an upper floor. Though a lot of us would like to use them for an upper floor balcony. Say we're building a nice lore-friendly cabin, and, you know, we want to have a little balcony upstairs. And these railings are perfect for that. But we can't snap them in. Logically, you think, okay, well, they'll snap to a perimeter wall frame, so we'll just put them on that, and then... But look, I can't roof it. We'll go a step further and we'll burn them just to see if it'll let me float them. I don't know if it will. We're going to find out together. It's been a while since I messed with this. Come on. Burn faster. Alright, you know, that's... Is it not going to let me store? There it goes. Okay. I want to scrap these guys. Just because I didn't feel like burning them all to find out if this works. Yeah, still registers support. Bummer. Oh, another thing I need to check. Half walls and support registering with foundations when broken. Now this fix could be more far-reaching than I initially thought. Now I know on the log walls, if I break a log wall, it's still going to have support restrictions. It'll still register as being supported by the floor, so I'm not going to try it with the log walls because I already know it's not going to work. So let's just go to the barn and try that one. Alright. Okay, so broken half walls still work. So the only thing definitively that I have found so far that they fixed is, which, like I said, they shouldn't have fixed. It's just making things a lot more of a pain in the butt for us, is these doorways. Bummer. But I can work around it. It's not the end of the world, though if I did not have catwalks, it would be. Because without the catwalks, well, I could still do it with doors, sort of. Yeah. But there would be a lot of issues trying to get it to work with doors to make it go. But anyways, I have to kind of wrap things up. It's getting to be that time. I've got places to be, things to do, adulting to go about with. So thank you guys and gals for tuning in as I fumble over my words here. But yeah, hopefully coming up soon I'll have a fleshed out video on some workarounds, the ones that we just figured out and discovered together in this stream. I'll try to put together a cohesive video to really explain what's going on and give you guys and gals a solid workaround that you can use in your builds. Hopefully I can figure out another method that does not involve catwalks, and hopefully Bethesda doesn't do anything with the catwalks anytime soon, and maybe if the outcry is loud enough, maybe Bethesda will be inclined to revert their decision to change the support restrictions on doorways and just let us build how we've been building since day one without them coming in and wrecking the whole party. Oh, you're welcome, Gomu56. And before I say goodbye, for sure, I'm gonna give everybody a shout out who did show up and watch me and participated in the live chat. Hypnotic Smurf, Mama Jackie, Texas Rage, Shadow Dragon, Mayo, Bullrock IDFC, Tristan Jensen, and Gomu56. Thank you guys and gals for tuning in. Like I said, hope to have a... Oh, and Tank Builder John. I'm a bit sad by this too. But anyways, hopefully I'll have a good video for you guys and gals by tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Depends on how my schedule goes. And we'll work through all this together. We'll figure out good ways to work around this. And like I said, go lay some grief on Bethesda. Let them know, hey, we're pissed off about this change. Maybe they'll be inclined to change it back. They did it with the double walls, and they did it with the replace option to replace, walls to doorways. So, which I think that was all in the same thing. They reverted that fix. Can you show the atomic shop? Yeah, sure. I'll jump back to that real quick before I get off of here. Well, wrong button. So let's see. Atomic shop. Okay, so today's atomic shop, we had the water slide bundle. I'm not super thrilled about it. I would have been more pleased with the swimming pool instead of this immersion breaking water slide, but it's neat. It's neat, I guess. I mean, it's fun. It looks like good fun, so I can't complain too much. From an immersion standpoint, I would have been more happy with a regular swimming pool. I mean, yeah, I know it doesn't make sense. We're in a wasteland. You wouldn't have all the luxuries of, day-to-day life that we have today. But, I mean, they gave us a darn water slide. I mean, do you have a water slide at your house? I don't have a water slide at my house. Anyways, that the tube chair kind of looks fascinating. I could see a lot of people using this and say a build where they build by the water, maybe building the tube so it's underneath the water so you can actually sit out and kind of relax in your pond in the backyard. I mean, that's got potential. So I'm liking that. The lounge chairs are pretty cool. The picnic table also, I don't have any complaints about that. And the floor looks really good. So those, I may buy those. I might even get the whole bundle. I'm not sure yet. So we'll see. Under the upgraded sets. We've got more Vault stuff. The old Vault Tech bundle is back. The biggest thing I would recommend down to this would be the small Vault Tech generator. That is the most convenient generator that I've ever had came across in this game. It fits anywhere. It gives you adequate power. You can power just about anything that you need to with it, unless you're on like a resource extractor or, you know, you're running a bunch of defenses. But it'll get the job done for lighting and vendors in a pinch. In the vaulting, we've got the Camden Park stove, which I would recommend buying, even if you don't plan on using it as a stove. It's compact, and the smokestack puts out smoke, so you could use that cosmetically for. You could use it for, you know, putting in chimneys and whatnot, you know, just to liven up your build a little bit. Under the freebies, you've got this checkered shirt, supply package, and this Crocoloccus statue. And then they've got the Wild Man rags coming back and the Bronze Hero statue. So it's not entirely a bad Atom Shop thing, you know, Atom Shop today. At least they gave us some new stuff. So there's that. Yeah, I hear you, Prince Julius. It's one hell of a patch, I have to say. I wasn't expecting Bethesda to do such a hard left on that one. I mean, it's been in the game since day one. I don't understand it. Somebody in their dev team must really have a hard-on for all things unsupported. That's all I have to say. And it really shows that they don't play their own game, because if they did, they would understand how frustrating the support system is and how it hinders us from even making the most basic of creations. And I get it. Some people, they have aggravations with UFO camps, floating platforms. Well, that's breaking my immersion. I understand. But you're in a public online game, your immersion's going to get broken. People are going to find a way. So don't cry about it, because at the end of the day, when people cry about a UFO or they cry about floating platforms, they're really hurting themselves, because they're also hindering their own ability. When Bethesda sees this, oh, well, we need to fix this. Our player bases, they're hurting, they're complaining, they don't like our game because their immersion's being ruined. But at the same time, you know, the fixes that they're applying to stop people, or attempt to stop people from building UFOs, are the same fixes that are keeping us from building camps the way we want to build them. Prime example, I will pull up my other camp, and we'll jump over there. So we'll jump to this other camp of mine. This one is quite possibly the most unsupported supported camp you're ever going to see in Fallout. Barely anything on this camp has support by conventional methods, and there's a train or some sort of work crew going by. I live right beside a train track, so if you guys hear there's some racket going on behind the house. We live right on the train track. But anyways, so well, that's interesting. I need to break that. Oh, I don't have a stored flamethrower on this character. But anyways, as you can see, this camp right here, a lot of the structure is floating, and the same methods that I use to build this are the same methods that other players use to build UFOs, and they use air quote immersion breaking camps that a lot of people complain about. And like I said, at the end of the day, it really just hurts the entire build community whenever we complain about what other people build. You know, to me, worry about yourself first before complaining about somebody else. Because when you think about it and you really break it down, the things that a lot of people are complaining about are the same things that we use to build what we build. And by trying to take them down, we're just taking ourselves down. So that's all I've got to really say about that. It's frustrating. Bethesda would do well to let the game flourish on its own 2 feet and stop trying to fix what's not broken. Nobody that I know of has asked for them to fix the doorways. Yeah, exactly, Julius. They are completely canonical with the Zetans and all the There's alien references everywhere, and I'm not the type of person to complain, about UFOs. I actually find the ingenuity of pulling off such a build to be impressive. Especially the more complex they go with, like the angles. There was one that I saw recently that was very angular. It wasn't round. It was built over water, and just the logistics of pulling off such a build to me is amazing, especially within the restrictions that Bethesda have been continuously clamping down on. Thank you, Jonathan. Fallout 4 had better camps. They did to a degree. There were issues that I did take up with Fallout 4's building system. Mainly in the fact that without mods, you couldn't build proper hips and valleys on a roof. Blending pieces was all but impossible because you couldn't freely merge using PvP or breaking the settlement objects. Now, bear in mind, I don't have a PC. I'm playing on PlayStation, so my access to mods is stifled compared to those who would play on Xbox or PC. So I don't have access to the full building kit that we could add into the game ourselves. It was a lot better because you didn't have the issues of everything needing support. That was a steep learning curve for me when I first came over to this game, was just realizing, everything needs support. Everything needs support. This needs support. My chair needs support. In regards to Fallout 4, Fallout 4 was better in that regard, that you didn't have to snap a roof to a wall, or you had to have a stairway put in to support an upper floor. And Fallout 4 had a lot better to do with the stairs. You could snap them against a wall. You could move them all over the place, do whatever you wanted with the stairs. No issues. Upper floors didn't need support by a set of stairs. You could just snap in an upper floor on the top of a wall and call it good. And they had different pieces that you could put in any way you wanted. They had more railings. They had more options in general. They had more walls. I mean, well, maybe not more walls, but under the industrial type, you had the glass industrial walls, which they never brought to this game. They should bring to this game. I know I see a lot of people saying, I want the glass walls. I want the glass walls. Yeah, I've got glass walls, so I can't say I sympathize with people who don't have it, but I can empathize. I understand the feeling of wanting it. And I know it will sound like kind of elitist for me to say that I don't even like the darn things in comparison to Fallout 4's walls. I mean, these thick metal frames, they get me every time. I hate it, but I have to work with it because it's what we have. But if from day one they gave us the industrial set, it would have been much better. Good afternoon, Rob. So, that's kind of that. I wish Bethesda would kind of listen to some people and say, hey, we've got and they're in the game files. They're in the game files. They could just easily activate it and say, okay, here's the glass walls from 4, and just add it in. No Atom Shop. If they want to make a profit off of it in the Atom Shop, some people would complain about it. But at least everybody would have access to some glass walls. You keep legacy players happy because they worked for it through the season, and those who missed it would have an alternative. Let's see. I had it on Xbox. It had more mods than the PS4, but the PC was a superior platform for Fallout 4. The best mods for merging was the Place Anywhere mod. Indeed, I 100% can agree with that. I wish they would give us some sort of option like that in this game. There's a lot of areas where I would love to have the opportunity. Oh, that's a rad stag. Where is the thing shooting at my house? I would love to have the opportunity to just freely place any object, no support restrictions, no collision restrictions, and it's like some people would chime up and say, "Oh, it breaks my immersion that there's two walls intersecting with each other, and but have they never heard of a saw? Have they never taken 2 seconds to look at the world around them and look at the things that people have built in real life? Some of the architectural wonders of the world and said, oh, wow, that doesn't look right. There's two walls going through each other. Well, no shit. So, yeah, but you get the point. It's funny to me the way people do with that. But anyways, I've been kind of venting my feelings here for the last pretty good while. I don't know how long it's been. And it is definitely getting time for me to get off of here. I kind of lingered on a lot longer than I should have. So, are floating doorways gone? Yes and no. Yes and no. If you want to, after the stream's over, just go back and rewatch it. I did kind of cover a few workarounds. And I'm going to try to get a video out soon that really covers what I figured out today. I'm going to try to put it together in a good understandable format and break it down so you guys and gals can work forward with that. But yeah, sadly, but it's just the doors. It's just the doors. There's still a glimmer of hope. You got vault catwalks. There's a solid workaround. You can use a doorway, not a doorway, but a door to snap in a doorway floating. So there's a lot of things I have to exactly. Custom worlds will let you build anywhere, but they're pretty useless because you can't take them to adventure. My thoughts exactly. And it almost feels like Bethesda continuing to choke down on restrictions is them trying to push us into Fallout First subscriptions and Fallout Worlds, which to me, yeah, it's awesome. It's nice that they're giving us some more freedom, but it's paywalled. You got to have a subscription to have access to it. And that's so frustrating for me because personally, with custom worlds, I don't have the luxury of just being in a public world with my builds and just letting the general public see them. To have a camp built and be in a public world with a bunch of randoms who don't know me, haven't seen my channel, haven't seen my content, and them just wander up on my camp and just be dumbfounded at what they found. And I'll get, messages, all nice camp. And for everybody else that builds and loves the validation, that's one reason why I enjoy the build system in Fallout 76 over Fallout 4, because yes, in 4, I could build a lot of things that I can't build in 76, but I'm the only one who gets to see it. And that's the same thing with Fallout Worlds. Only a select amount of people will get to see it. Those whom I friend and invite to my worlds will get to see my builds instead of being able to share my builds with everybody. So it's frustrating. And I don't think they realize how much they're hurting their own game by restricting us. But it's been this fight since day one of this game, continuously. A long time ago, it used to be you couldn't build a foundation without it being connected to the ground. Foundations wouldn't register support off of other foundations. And then somebody in the build community discovered that you could use a campfire to float a foundation off of another foundation. Well, Bethesda fixed that promptly. Like, oh, no floating foundations. And at that time in the game, there was a lot more of a PvP element. So I could see the argument that being able to build a base that was completely indestructible out of foundations, a giant box, in a game that was trying to be a low budget or a high budget, however you want to think about it, Rust clone with Fallout elements, I could see how that could be a problem. But since they've shifted the whole focus away from PvP and onto PvE, and there really is no competitive element, I honestly don't see why we necessarily need half of the restrictions that we have. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand where they're coming from with it. I mean, I get it. They want to try to make things as realistic as possible, but like I said, at the same time, they're really hindering us from making it as realistic as possible. With the way the current system is. These supports under this camp, they're floating. They have no support, but they look like they support the camp. They add to that structural element. If this was just a giant platform on some toothpicks like they want us to build, somebody would walk up to say, well, that's just ridiculous. That's a ridiculous camp. You can't support all that on toothpicks, a bunch of little measly skinny posts. Yet here I am. The whole bottom of this camp is glitched. It goes and flies in the face of all of the things that Bethesda says is wrong that they need to fix. Yet you look at it and it works. It makes sense. It looks supported, though none of it is. Yet they want to keep us from doing this. They're trying their hardest to find ways to keep us from doing what we do. Now their excuse is NPC pathing issues. Yeah, NPC pathing issues. To hell with the NPCs. That's what I say about that. Oh, yeah. I get it. You can build allies in your camp, and they might get a little confused. But you know what? I personally, I could care less what their excuse is, especially with the whole. And I appreciate your feedback, Prince Julius. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm really not. To them, I say, to hell with their NPCs. But I understand what you're saying. Oh, yeah. Kind of lost my train of thought, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna close things up here. I'm gonna activate my other camp. That's one that I'm working on currently. I will probably have a video out on it in the near future. I've got another camp that I've got to do a showcase for. And then this one. So probably a few weeks away on this camp, because just all the other things that I've got in the pipeline for upcoming content on my channel. It's going to take me a little while to get to this one. Plus, I'm still building it. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling off over here. I hear you, Julius. I know there's a bit of a delay in my replies to you guys on chat. It's just kind of how it is. There's a delay from my PlayStation sending the stream over to YouTube publishing it, and then the lag from you guys getting to see the video and then replying. So if I'm like 2 minutes out of sync with what you guys are posting, my apologies. But yeah, for sure. Definitely. I could care less about the NPC pathing as well. It's just, I don't know. Bethesda and their weird excuses. And I can understand some frustration from some players. Say a person builds their camp over side of a cliff and it's entirely floating. And you go to fast travel to this person's camp and you fall to your death. That's a real bummer. It really is. My apologies. But yeah, a new camp in Welch with dungeon brick walls. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice. I've used them on a few things. I really like the dungeon floors. It's kind of funny. Everybody talking about glass walls. Yeah, a lot of people overlook the other exclusive objects from the seasons that you can't get anymore. Like these dungeon floors are really nice. I do enjoy them. I haven't used the dungeon walls all that much, though I could, in theory, utilize them on this build. Let's see here. Dungeon walls. Yeah. Well, that kind of looks good too. So. Oh wow. Whoop, wrong thing. There we go. Yeah. I could see myself using these around the foundation. It's kind of nice. Looks pretty good. I can't lie. Oh, by the way, this piece right here. Oh, you guys have no idea how much of a fight it was to get this piece in. But anyway, moving on. It doesn't look like it, but yeah, that was a fight. Yeah, dungeon. Oh, this last one. The dungeon wallpaper actually looks pretty nice with this. I really like it. One thing I did notice in some of the data mines kind of detracts from this camp right now. The contemporary porches, I mean, they kind of work, but I'm not a huge fan of the white paint up against the log. There is an actual log porch set coming. I don't know when, because as all things with these data mines, there's been things that have been data mined since, you know, post-beta, the very start of the game, that have still yet to release. People have found them in the game files, and Bethesda has yet to release them. So I can't speak to when. I can't speak to when it's coming, but at some point in the future, there is an actual log porch that's coming to the game. So, you know, when that happens, if I still have this camp, or maybe even a future camp, I'll definitely be utilizing it with the log set. But yeah, I would love to stay on here all day with you guys and gals. And I let myself get distracted really easily. I've been chaining on to subject after subject. But it's been a pleasure. I do have to say goodbye. I don't want to, but I have to adult. So, like I said, I will be following up with a full video on the workarounds that I have found. Yeah, and I am looking forward to that floor model television, and everything. You're welcome, Ryan. It's no problem. I try to do what I can. I'm in touch with a bunch of other builders in the community, and we're all kind of working together to try to break down this cluster cluck of a build system that Bethesda has for us in this game, and just trying to find the best workarounds to try to make what you want to build possible in their game. So, anyways, thank you, everybody. I do appreciate all of you turning up and watching my stream. Look forward to getting some more videos out. I have to go for now. So, until next time, StoleYaSweetroll signing off. Have a wonderful day, as hard as it might be, but hopefully some of the workarounds I found in this video might make things a little better. Direct your aggravations to Bethesda. Stay on them. They might revert it. Till then, have a wonderful day. Happy building. We'll catch you in the next one.